Welcome back, my fellow explorers of the unknown. Tonight we descend into the unsettling, the eerie, the downright creepy. We're talking about places where reality bends, where the veil between our world and something else grows thin. Prepare yourself, because tonight we're diving headfirst into a chilling exploration of the doorway to dreams, strange places that induce visions. These aren't your typical tourist traps, folks. These are places where the very air crackles with unsettling energy, where whispers seem to emanate from the walls themselves. So dim the lights, grab your courage, and prepare to be thoroughly spooked. Our journey begins in the unsettling silence of Cranbrook Mental Hospital, an abandoned asylum just outside of Salem, Massachusetts. Now, I know what you're thinking. An abandoned asylum? How original. But trust me, Cranbrook holds a darkness within its crumbling walls that goes beyond your typical ghost stories. Locals whisper of patients driven mad by something unseen, of screams that echoed through the night, of treatments that were less than humane. Imagine, if you will, walking through the dilapidated halls of Cranbrook. The air is thick with the smell of decay, dust motes dancing in the faint streams of light filtering through boarded-up windows. Each step you take echoes on the cold, unforgiving tile, the sound bouncing off rusted medical carts and gurneys left to rot. As you delve deeper into the heart of the asylum, you begin to feel a presence, a weight settling upon your shoulders. You can almost hear the echoes of anguished cries, the murmurings of tortured souls unable to find peace. The air grows colder and a shiver runs down your spine, independent of the draft. It's said that those who linger too long in certain rooms, particularly room 13, begin to experience vivid hallucinations. Visions of former patients, their eyes vacant and filled with a hollow despair, appear before them, reaching out with spectral hands, their voices a chilling whisper in the darkness. Some say these visions are echoes of the suffering endured within these walls, the pain and madness clinging to the very fabric of the building. Others believe it's something more sinister, a malevolent force feeding off the despair, growing stronger with each passing year. One account tells of a group of teenagers who dared to spend the night within Cranbrook's decaying walls. They sought adventure, a thrill to brag about later. They didn't find it. According to local legend, only one of them emerged from the asylum the next morning, his eyes wide with terror, his mind shattered by whatever horrors he had witnessed. He could only speak of shadows that whispered his name, of cold hands that brushed against his skin, and of the piercing screams that seemed to come from within his own mind. He was never the same after that night, his sanity a casualty of Cranbrook's darkness. Whether you believe in restless spirits or residual energy, there's no denying the palpable sense of unease that permeates Cranbrook. It's a place where the line between reality and nightmare blurs, where the echoes of suffering linger in the air, a chilling reminder of the darkness that humanity is capable of inflicting, and the darkness that lingers long after we're gone. Our next stop takes us deep into the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, to a place known only as the Forest of Lost Souls. Now, forests have always held a certain mystique, a sense of ancient wisdom and hidden dangers. But this forest, this one whispers a different kind of story. Imagine, if you will, towering trees, their branches gnarled and twisted, forming a canopy so thick that sunlight struggles to penetrate. The air is heavy with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves, a musty, almost sweet smell that speaks of ages past. As you venture deeper into the forest, the path behind you seems to vanish, swallowed by the dense undergrowth. The silence is broken only by the rustling of unseen creatures and the occasional snapping of a twig underfoot. It's a silence that presses in on you, amplifying every creak and groan of the ancient trees. Legend has it that the forest is haunted by the spirits of those who died within its embrace, their souls tethered to the place of their demise. Some say they were travelers who lost their way, succumbing to the elements or falling prey to the dangers lurking within the shadows. Others whisper of a Native American burial ground, disturbed by settlers long ago, the spirits of the ancestors angered by the desecration of their resting place. Whatever their origin, these lost souls are said to wander the forest, their mournful cries echoing through the trees. Some claim to have seen flickering lights deep within the woods, like will-o'-the-wisps, beckoning them off the beaten path. Others speak of feeling a cold hand on their shoulder, a whisper of their name carried on the wind. There's a particular clearing deep within the forest that is said to be a focal point for this paranormal activity. It's a place where the trees thin out, revealing a circle of barren earth, devoid of even the hardiest weeds. Locals whisper that this is where a group of settlers were massacred centuries ago, their blood soaking into the ground, their spirits unable to find peace. Those who dare to enter the clearing often report feeling a sense of dread, an overwhelming feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. Some experience vivid hallucinations, seeing the ghostly apparitions of the settlers, their faces contorted in pain and anger, their voices a chilling chorus of suffering. One chilling account tells of a hiker who stumbled upon the clearing while searching for a shortcut through the forest. As he stood there, taking in the unsettling silence, he felt a cold hand grip his arm, and a voice whispered in his ear, "Turn back, while you still can." He heeded the warning, fleeing the clearing and not stopping until he reached the safety of the road. To this day, he refuses to speak of what he saw or heard in the forest of lost souls, the memory too terrifying to relive. Whether you believe in restless spirits or simply the power of suggestion, there's no denying the unsettling atmosphere of the forest of lost souls. It's a place where the veil between our world and the next seems to thin, where the echoes of the past linger in the air, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lie hidden beneath the beauty of nature. Our final destination tonight takes us to the outskirts of a forgotten town in the English countryside, to a crumbling edifice known as Blackwood Manor. Now, when we talk about haunted locations, it's hard to ignore the allure of a good old-fashioned haunted house. But Blackwood Manor, this isn't your typical creaky floorboards and cold drafts kind of haunting. This place, it clings to you. Imagine, if you will, a sprawling Victorian mansion, its once grand facade now shrouded in ivy and neglect. The windows are dark, like empty eyes staring out at you, and the only sound is the mournful cry of the wind whistling through the gaps in the rotting window frames. As you approach the house, you can't shake the feeling that it's watching you, its very stones imbued with a malevolence that chills you to the bone. The air grows heavy, as if a weight has settled upon your chest, making it difficult to breathe. The history of Blackwood Manor is shrouded in tragedy and scandal. It's said that the original owner, a wealthy lord, went mad within its walls, driven to insanity by some unknown horror. Some whisper of a forbidden love affair that ended in murder, the jealous rage of a scorned lover echoing through the halls. Others speak of dark rituals performed within the house, summoning something evil into this world. Whatever the truth, Blackwood Manor has become a magnet for the strange and unexplained. Locals tell tales of disembodied voices whispering from the shadows, of objects moving on their own, and of ghostly apparitions that roam the halls at night. There's a particular room on the top floor, the nursery, that is said to be the most haunted room in the house. It's where the Lord's young son died under mysterious circumstances, and it's said that his spirit still lingers there, trapped in a perpetual state of childhood innocence and torment. Those who dare to enter the nursery often report feeling a sudden drop in temperature. Some claim to hear the laughter of a child echoing through the empty halls, while others have seen toys moving on their own, as if manipulated by unseen hands. One particularly chilling account tells of a paranormal investigator who decided to spend the night in the nursery, hoping to capture evidence of the young boy's spirit. He set up his equipment, cameras and audio recorders, capturing every flicker of shadow and every whisper of sound. As the night wore on, he began to hear noises, soft at first, like the rustling of fabric and the creaking of floorboards. He dismissed them as the sounds of an old house settling. But then the laughter started. It was faint at first, but it grew louder, more insistent, until it filled the room, echoing around him, seeming to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. He fumbled for his camera, his heart pounding in his chest, but as he raised it, he felt a cold hand on his shoulder, and the laughter abruptly stopped. Turning slowly, he saw nothing but the feeling of dread, the sense of being watched. It intensified until he could take it no longer. He fled the nursery, his equipment abandoned, and he never returned. Blackwood Manor stands as a testament to the darkness that can fester within the human heart and the lingering consequences of our actions. It's a place where the walls themselves seem to whisper secrets, where the shadows dance with unseen entities, and where the line between reality and nightmare blurs until it's impossible to tell the difference. So there you have it, my fellow night owls, 3 chilling tales of places where the veil between our world and the unknown wears thin. Places where visions, real or imagined, can grip you and pull you into their unsettling embrace. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the shadows. If you enjoyed this descent into the unsettling, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more explorations of the unexplained, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a chilling tale. Until next time, keep your lights on, your doors locked, and your minds open, but not too open. You never know what might be lurking just outside your field of vision.